Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let us see about one more important service, hands-on. If you are a developer, then it will be very useful to you. If you want to develop your code as a developer, if you want to develop some code and debug your code and run your code directly from internet websites, like from by using AWS Cloud, if you want to create your code, run your code, and debug your code, then for that, AWS provides you a service that is Cloud9. So now I'm just opening this. By using this service, you can able to write your code, run your code, and even you can able to debug your code. Let's say you have a server, Linux server or Ubuntu server. Now you want a interactive dashboard for it. So for that also, this will be highly useful for you in real time. Now let us create one environment. So currently I'm opening my environments. You can see currently I do not have any environments. So for this lab, I want to create an environment in Cloud9 IDE. In Cloud9 IDE, in Cloud9, I'm creating one environment. Now I'm just providing some name for this environment like env1. Now I'm creating this environment on top of new instances. Let's say you have already servers where you want to edit the files in it, or where you want to run the files in it, or you want to perform any operations in visualized way, in a file formatted way. Then you can create this environment on top of existing compute servers. So currently for this lab, I'm just creating a new instance. For this demo, I'm choosing this T2 micro family as my instance type. For the newly creating EC2 instance, for this demo, it is sufficient for me. In real time, you can choose based on your requirement. And I'm moving on with the default options of platform as well as a timeout. And I want to connect by using secure SSH connection. So that's why I'm setting this. If you have any specifications that your newly creating server need to be present in certain VPC or certain subnet, then that also you can able to provide from these options. So for this demo, I'm just moving on with the default options and I'm expecting to click on create. Before click on create, I want to show you, do I have any EC2 instances or not? Since if we create this environment, it will create a new EC2 instance for us. So that's why before creating this environment in Cloud9, I want to show you, do I have any EC2 instances or not? So, and after creating this environment, I want to show you, I want to verify that my instance is created or not. So I opened this in another new tab. It is opening the instances. Now you can see under instances, in EC2 dashboard, obviously it won't have any EC2 instances because previously I haven't created any EC2 instances. Now you can see it is loading the instances. Now you can see no instances are there, right? Yeah. So now let us create our Cloud9 environment, and after that, after creating that, let's verify a new EC2 instance is created or not. Now you can see what are the previous configuration that I provided that I am not changing. Even you can add tags if you want. Currently, I'm just clicking on create to create this environment under my Cloud9. You can see this environment is just now creating. It's not created, it is creating. It is not active now, it's just creating. Now let's move back to our EC2 dashboard and let's reload this. I think it might take a few minutes to create. So whenever this environment in your Cloud9 gets created, so then the instance also created under your EC2 dashboard. Now you can see in our Cloud9, in our environment is created successfully. From this message, I am saying that it is successfully created. Since a pop-up is there, that is a successfully created environment one, right? Yeah. So let's open our EC2s. Now I'm just reloading it. You can see a EC2 instance is also created successfully, right? Yeah. So after creating that environment, so by using that environment name, a EC2 instance is created and it is running. So on top of this EC2 instance only, this integrated development environment, we are going to open now and we are going to process there now. So we done a task. What is that? We successfully created an environment in a Cloud9, right? Yes. So on top of this environment only, we can able to create our code, run our code, debug our code. So whatever the things that you want to do as a developer, those you can able to do on top of this environment. Now to do that, now I'm just clicking on open. You can see I'm just clicking on open. It just opens me another new page. Let's wait for a few seconds so that it will be opened. Now you can see this environment got created and opened successfully. We opened our environment. If you observe this environment, then you can able to find many useful details here. So what are the things that I can able to use here, sir? You can see this is the terminal. What is that? This is a terminal. Here you can able to execute bash commands or you can say shell commands. And here you can see the files related view. File Explorer is available here, right? Yes. So this is the location of the file, right? Yeah. Now this is the welcome page. Just now I'm just closing it. You can even create a new file from here. I want to show you how to create a new file. If you click on this plus symbol, it will ask you for these many options. Now, since I'm creating a new file, I'm just clicking on new file. Now a new file is opened. Now I want to save this file at first. I want to save this file. So before saving, let's say I want a Python file. So if you want to create a Python file from predefined templates, just click on file. You can see new template. Just click on file. Under new template, new form templates, you can see Python file is there. You just click on it so that your new Python file is created now. Now I want to write some code, like I'm just printing hello. So this I want to run this. So in order to run this, first we need to save, right? Yes. So for that, you just click on file. There you have an option that is save. You click on it so that it will show you this pop-up. Now under my environment, let's say I want to create one more folder. Let's say I want to create one more folder. So that's why I selected this environment folder. Then now I'm just clicking on create folder. So from here you can able to directly create a folder. Now I'm naming this folder as lab folder. So that's why I'm naming this folder name as lab. Now I'm just clicking on, yeah. So in this lab folder, I want to save this file with the name hello. So by using hello as file name, now I want to save this file in this folder. So that's why in this folder I have selected and I'm saving this file name, edited the file name as hello.py. And now I'm just clicking on save so that our hello file got created successfully and that got saved inside our lab folder. You can see inside our lab folder that got saved. Let's say you want this outside of this lab folder. Then you can just take it and put on that then it will be moved from your lab folder to outside. Let's say you want to put this file inside this lab folder. Simply pick that and place it on the lab folder, right? Yeah. So now I want to run this. So that's why I'm clicking on run. You can see currently it was running, right? Yeah. So now you can see hello got printed. Now let's say I want to change this to hello Sai. And now I'm running this to see the output, whether I got hello Sai as output or not. You can see hello Sai got printed successfully as output. Now to understood this Cloud9 much more detail, I have provided some code here. You can see, yes. So I have provided some code here. Here I have imported multiple libraries. Obviously, if you want to run any code, if you want to create any app, then obviously you will need to import some packages or libraries, right? Yes. So for that, before importing them, you must need to install them, right? Yes. So I'll show you at first how to install them. You can see I have written all these packages names inside this requirements.txt. I have created one more file with the name requirements.txt. Then in that I have written all these files names. That is all these packages names, modules names in this. You can see those are available here. So that you can simply create from here, that is by simply clicking new file and just write all those files and names and just click on file. There you click save. There it will ask you where you want to save. Under this folder, I want to save them as text file. So I'm writing the extension as .txt. And since these are requirements, I'm writing requirements.txt. So already requirements.txt is there. So that's why I'm providing the name as requirements1.txt. If you save it, so here exactly it will save, right? If you open and see, then the same thing is there. Now I'm just deleting the extra file that I have now created. I'm just moving on with the previously created file. Now first I want to install all these requirements. So to install that, you can see here our bash terminal is visible. So let's say in your system, in your IDE, bash terminal is not visible. Now I'm just closing it. Bash terminal is not visible to you, let's say. Then how to open that bash terminal? From here, you can see if you click on plus, then it will show you new terminal option. From here itself, you can open, or else from window, you can see new terminal option is there, you can open it. So you can see that new terminal is visible here, right? Yeah. So now I want to install all these packages which are present under this file. So where actually this file is present under lab folder. So currently where we are under environmental folder, right? Yeah. So let's list and see what are there in this environmental folder. I have lab folder also there. Now I'm just moving on to this lab folder. Now I want to list and see whether I have requirements.txt that is there. Now I want to install these requirements. So before installing these requirements, first we need to check, do we have pip installed or not? So for that, I'm checking the pip version. So since pip version is there, pip is already installed in it. So now I want to install the requirements. To install the requirements, I'm writing the command pip install requirements.txt. So now whatever the requirements I have, so those all requirements pip install -r, and you need to provide the file name. Now you can see all the requirements got installed successfully, installing, right? Yeah. So now you can see successfully installed our Boto 3, that is this first one, and Boto core as well as Pi figlet, that is the second one. Yeah, so I hope all the libraries that we provided under requirements.txt got installed successfully here, right? Yeah, so now you can able to use them from here. So all the requirements got installed. Now I can able to use them from this file. Now let's see if we execute. So what this code is for? This code is for to generate a pattern, a good designed pattern that I want to show you. So now you can see, if you start this code, then it will came to this endpoint. That is, it will came to here. It will came to this main. It will came to this main. This main function will start. So whenever it was started, it comes to here. Then from here, next this line got executed. Then this line got executed like this, like that. This function got executed. So in this function, what happens? In this function, first, it will generate a banner based on the message that we provided. So based on the message that we provided, it will generate the banner for that message. Then after we are printing that. So after printing that, we are saving that banner in this file name by using this save file function. By using the save file function, we are saving there. So don't worry, the generate banner function I have returned previously, and save function save file function also I have written previously. Now I want to show you this generate banner function. You can see this generate banner takes a argument, that is message. So whatever the message that we pass, that will be taken here, this function. Then after, so by using this method, figlet format method, which is present in this py-figlet, it will create the banner. It will create the banner from the message that we provided, and that will be stored under this variable. Now, since we are returning this variable, it will return what are the banner that was created by using this library, by using this function based on the message that we provided. So that got saved in this banner, and we are printing that, right? Yeah. So let's comment all the others. Let's comment all the other. I've commented all the other. Now I'm just running this and I want to see the banner. Now I'm just clicking on it. So till now what we have discussed, up to there only it will execute, because till printing only we ran. So after that we haven't provided any code. Since commented, hash represents a comment in Python. So if any line starts with a hash, then that won't be executed. You can see like this, we got the banner. Let's say you have a friend with a name Sai. Now you want to create his name in this form of a banner. So you can write that name here however you want and just run it, so that simply that banner got created successfully here. You can see that banner got created successfully here, right? Yeah. So let's say I want to test it with another name, that is Ajay. Since I also have Ajay as a friend, so I'm testing it with the another name. Now you can see we got the banner, right? Yeah. So super, right? Yeah. So we created our code here and we run our code and we generated the output as well in this Cloud9 IDE. So in this Cloud9 IDE, I want to see few more things. So what are the few more things? So before telling you few more things, I want to save this banner, yeah, inside another file. So if you want to save that file inside any file, if you want to save this message inside any file, so for that you must need to create a file, right? So to create a file, I'm using this save file function. Here I'm providing the banner message and file name. What are the file name that I provided, that I'm providing here. So whenever interpreter or compiler reaches to here, it will move to this save function. So where is it? Save function, here it is. So it will move to here, then it will came here and it will open the file. So what are the file name that you provided? For this scenario, hello.txt is a file name that I provided. So currently, since I do not have that file name, since I do not have that file or any file with that file name, and I opening that file in write mode, it first creates that file, then open that file in write mode. Then after it writes the content. So what is the content? This content is nothing but our banner, that is what we provided here. So that content got came to here and stored in this content variable, and that got written into the file that we previously created with this file name, and then we are closing that file. So here in this file that content got saved, right? Yeah. So even I want to show you that as well. I'm just commenting all this. Now I'm running it so that this Ajay banner got saved in a file and that got created inside our lab. You can see that was created and that got saved in this hello.txt. You can open and see this hello.txt. Now I'm just clicking on it, double clicking on it. You can see in this I have the name that I provided. Let's say I want to change the name, change the message to BTech Spark. I've changed the message, right? Now I want to run, and so now let's see, do we got the message banner printed or not? Or message banner got printed successfully. I'm just closing this. Yeah, before you can see under your hello.txt, the name got changed, right? Yeah. So in this way, you can able to create the banners decoratively by using this by using this PyFiglet. In that PyFiglet, you can use this Figlet format method, right? Yeah. So by using that, you can able to create the banners. So now let's move on with our discussion. That is, let's say I want to create a bucket. Let's say I want to create a bucket from here, from this code. I want to create some bucket. Let's say my bucket name will be bucket, bucket, bucket one. Let's say I want my bucket name will be like this. So like this, I want to create a bucket. No. I want to upload whatever the file that I have created. Since this hello.txt is generated by whom? By us only, right? Yes. So that I want to upload, that file I want to upload inside some bucket. Inside some bucket, I want to upload that. So for that, I need to know whatever the buckets that are present in my account, right? So currently I'm clearing this shell. So you can see that is cleared. So in order to list whatever the buckets, whatever the buckets present in your S3, you can use the command AWS S3 space ls. So that's it. You can list whatever the buckets which are present in your AWS account. You can see I have 2 buckets available, right? Yes, I have 2 buckets available in. By using what credentials it was accepting the AWS, sir? By using your user credentials only, it is accepting the AWS. Since for logging or opening this Cloud9, you need the credentials, right? Yes. So by using that credentials only, it was accepting, it was logging to AWS, and from there S3, it was seeing the buckets what are available there. Now I want to create one bucket. So for that, you have a command AWS S3 space make bucket, that is MB, with a bucket name. With a bucket name, I'm providing the bucket name as bucket 1. So like this I provided, and I'm just clicking on enter. You can see unknown option bucket name. So sometimes whenever you're writing code, there might be happen that you may write the mistakes as well. Let's say I want a person who can guide me here. So let's say I want, if I written any mistakes, or let's say I want a intelligence in the back end where it will provide me suggestions regarding my code based on the comments that I provide. So for that, if you want suggestions, then you can use this. Then you can use this code whisper resume auto suggestions. You can click on it so that it will be on. Our auto suggestions was on it, right? Yeah, successfully our auto suggestions was on. Since I want shell command, so first I want to save this in the form of shell. Now I'm saving this file in the form of shell since I am expecting the shell command. Since it's a file, I'm just naming this with a random name and saving with the .sh command. Now I'm providing the prompt. So what I want to create a S3 bucket. I want to create a S3 bucket. So like that, I provided the comment. I provided the prompt. Now I'm just clicking on enter. You can see I'm just clicking on enter. Now I try to generate the prompt. Now I try to write the prompt, that is AWS space S3 space make bucket. So that's why I'm writing this. So before writing this, I'm oning the auto suggestions, right? Yes, I'm oning the auto suggestions. And now, yeah, since my role doesn't have permission to access this code whisper, so that's why it is not allowing me to use that. If you have allow to use that code whisper, then you can able to get the automatic prompt here, right? Yeah. So for making the bucket with some bucket name, you can use the command AWS S3 space make bucket. By using MB, you can able to make the bucket. It's very simple. So previously we have provided one more item, so that's why it's telling like that. Now I'm just providing S3 colon double slash. So this is the way you can able to create your own bucket. Now you can see our make bucket request got succeeded. That is, we created a bucket. So in order to check whether your bucket is created or not, you can use ls command. Under AWS S3, I'm listing what are the buckets I have. You can see what are the bucket that we just created, that is visible here, right? Yeah. Now I want to use this bucket and I want to put some hello.py file to there. So for that, I'm just pasting that hello.txt. This file I want to store, that is this banner I want to store in my bucket. So that's why I'm pasting the bucket name here. And I'm creating again one more function, that is upload file function. Here I'm providing the file name and the bucket name as well. So whenever our interpreter or compiler came to here, it will check for the function, that is upload file, where it is. You can see this is the upload file function, right? Yeah. So here actually we need to write the code to upload our file with this file name and our bucket name and object. Now for this lab, I'm providing the object name as obj1. So like that, I provided the object name. Now I want to write the code here. So for this, I want to create the client for S3. S3 resource, I want to create a client at first. By using Boto3 library, we can able to create a client for S3 by using Boto3 dot resource. By using Boto3 dot resource, we can able to create a client for S3. Then, so after creating a client for S3, now I want to upload the file. I want to upload the file to my bucket. So for that, I'm using the client variable that is previously created, and I'm using upload file function to upload the file. So here I'm again providing my file name that I got as a parameter to this function, and bucket name I'm providing that also I got as a parameter to this function. You can see that I passed that I passed as a variable from here. You can see the bucket name that also I have passed. Now at last, I also need to provide this object name. So that also I'm providing this object name. By default, it will take object name as object one. If we provide any other object name, then it also took that object name. So let's say if all these statements are worked correctly, then I want to print a statement that is uploaded successfully, or else I want to return true. So if it returns true, then obviously you can see in the if statement it becomes true and uploaded successfully message got printed here. Otherwise we got the unuploaded upload not implemented yet. So like that I message I will got, right? Now I want to put this under try block, right? Yeah. And I want to put this false under except block. Now I provided the except condition as well here. So whenever an exception happened, that is whether this case is failed, then I got false, and that file was not uploaded successfully, that got printed here. Now I'm just running it. Now let's see whether that file got uploaded successfully or not. Upload not implemented yet. So in this scenario, you need to check where actually error you get, where you got error actually. So how do you check that? So instead of running directly, you can debug your code and check in which step actually the mistake happened. So you can see where my actual function is there. Since I'm getting error here in this function, I know I'm getting error in this function. So that's why I want to check how where actually in which line I'm actually getting the error. So for that, now I'm just clicking here. Now you can see a red mark got appeared here. If I deselect it, red mark got disabled. If I select it, a red mark got appeared here, right? Yeah. So now since I am expecting to debugging it, so that's why I selected here red mark. Now you can see option here. So run as debug mode. So you just select it. You can see the color got changed. If I deselect it, then it reaches to black. Now I'm selecting it, the color changes, right? Yes. So now after providing a pointer, then you select the debugger mode. Now you can run it so that your code will be run up till here. Up till this line, your code will be run. Now you can see the pointer. Now you can see the pointer now present here. Here, this is a debugging. We are debugging now. So till this line, every line will be executed. Now you can see in this. Now you can see in the we have few debugging options. So if you click on it, then it will be run. That is it will resume and it will run all the next code. And what is this option? If you run this, then only a single step will be executed. Now I'm just clicking on this. You can see a single step, that is from here a next step got implemented and that got outputs here, and my code was run successfully and it's finished. Now I want to show you the method execution, that is inside this method where I am getting error, that I want to know, right? So that's execution I want to see. So that's why I'm running it again to debug it again. So in this time, you can see I got a function encountered, right? So in this function, I want to move inside this function. If you want to move into it, then you can see step into option is there. You just click on it, then it will move into that step. You can see under the upload file, we got this cursor, right? Yeah. Now I want to move one step next. You can see this line got executed successfully. So there is no error. Now let's see, do we got any error here by just moving a single step? You can see that 23 line also executed successfully. Now I want to see whether this 24 line is executing or not. If this 24 line is executed successfully, then it will move to 25th line. Let's say if this line is not executed successfully, then what happens? There will be error. So if I got the error in try block, then what happens? It will reach us to the except block. So now let's see, by just clicking on step over, you can see it was reached to 29th step. That is 25th step was not executed. That means I have an error in this line. So now you can see this code and you need to modify the code to rectify the error which is present in this line here. Now I don't know what error I got. So I want to print that error. So for that, I want to print that error. So that's why I written print statement here. So how to catch that error? So for that, you can see client error option is there. I just imported it from Boto Core extensions. Boto Core exceptions, I have imported it. Now I'm using this client as E and client error as E, and I'm printing that error here. You can see, yeah. So now I want to rerun it again. I'm just expecting to rerun it again. Yeah, it is rerunning again. Now I want to move out of this debugging mode. Since I found I got error here in this line, where in this line I got the error, right? So in order to see that error, I'm using this. So that's why I moved out from this debugging mode. Now I'm just printing the error to see what is the error exactly it is. You can see we got the error, that is no attribute upload file. Upload file attribute is not there. Let's move on to the documentation of AWS. You can see if you want to upload any file to S3, then you can use these two commands. That is, so first you need to create a Boto3 client. So you can see the Boto3 client, it's not a resource. It's not the resource, it's a Boto3 client. So now I'm using that. You can see boto3.client. I'm creating the client for this S3 and I'm uploading that file. Now I'm just rerunning it. I hope it will execute now and it will upload the file now because we rectified that error, right? You can see we uploaded our file successfully, right? Yeah. So here in this process, you need to remember few points that we have even debugged our code. So if we got any error at any place, we even debugged our code, right? So by using this option, we just on the debugged mode and we provided the pointers here, red marked pointers here. And if we run the code in up to this mark, our code got executed and we even debugged the code step by step. You can see we just stepped over and we can even execute it all, and we can even see how to move into any function. You can see by using this step into, we can move into the function. Let's say I want to move out of the function. So for that, you can see this step out mode is there. You can click on it so that it will move out of this upload file function. So currently it is an upload file function, right? Now I'm just clicking on it. Now it's moved out of that function, right? So that function is executed and it was moved out of that function, right? So by using this step out, we can able to move out of the function. Now you can see this option, that is a deactivate all the breakpoints. Here, this red mark point, we call it as breakpoint, since our code will be executed till there and in the debugging mode and it will be break to there. So that's why we call it as a breakpoint. You can click on it to deactivate all the breakpoints. So after you deactivating, if you run it again, then it won't break at any point. It will execute till end. Let's say I want to activate this breakpoint. So that's why I clicked here and I just run it again. Now you can see our breakpoint got activated and till the breakpoint our code got executed. At the breakpoint, the code got stopped, right? Yeah. So these are the few options you need to know under this Cloud9. So one more important point that I want to tell to you is, even you can share this, even you can share this code. That is, you can share this environment with other AWS users, other AWS IAM users as well. So by just clicking on the share option, you can see it was asking the IAM user. So you just provide that user. So let's say I have a user with a name Ajay. If I provide that name, so for that user, I'm providing the read and write option. So you can even modify that option to only reading mode. So if you invite that person like this and click on done, then he can able to read the code only. Let's say he want to write the code simultaneously with you. Then you provide this read and write and invite him and click on done, so that this Ajay IAM user got the permissions to write some code with you inside this file as well. So in this way, you can able to share this file as well. You can see you can able to chat from here as well with the user that you connected, right? Yeah. So these are the outlines you can able to see, and this is the debugging mode options you can able to see from here. So this is the all about how to create your Cloud9 environment. And so after creating your Cloud9 environment, you have also seen, so opening the Cloud9 environment, there you have also created your own file, and you even run some program and generated some banner, and you have successfully created a Python file, and you run that file by using this option. And you have also seen how to share to particular IAM user. You also seen one more option, that is a debugging. By using this option, you have seen debugging, and their options you can see those are visible here. Those all you have analyzed and solve a problem of uploading a file to S3 bucket. So from this you have uploaded a file, that is hello.txt, to S3 bucket also, right? Yes. Even you can check that from this terminal as well. You have also seen the terminal related operations. So by using this AWS S3 ls command, you can even list the data present in your bucket. So I just provided I want to provide the bucket name here. So I'm providing the bucket name, bucket one. Now I'm listing the data present. Yeah, I think we provided the wrong name of this bucket. Now I'm just copying this. I'm just writing the same command and providing the correct name of my bucket to see or to list the data present in it. You can see object one got created, where in this object one, whatever the hello.txt file data that is stored there. Since we provided the object name as object one, in this way, by using this name, our object got saved inside our bucket that we just created. So this is how you can able to do terminal related operations as well from this Cloud9. This is all about Cloud9 IDE, where you can use in real time and how to write your code effectively by using this Cloud9 IDE. I hope this video is useful to you and you got some knowledge or knowledge recap regarding this Cloud9, and you got some knowledge regarding how to implement hands-on with this Cloud9. So thanks for watching. See you back in the next video. Until then, bye bye guys.